Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. Let me introduce to you the proud owner of a barracks, a lot closer to his opponent's base than his own. It is the Frenchman from Team Liquid. It's Clem. And sauntering on over, not too far, one Reaper hop, skip, and a jump away, the base of the most mysterious yet #1 ranked Protoss in the world. It's the Twilight Toss. MaxPax. If there's anyone who can match Clem in this ESL Cup Finals, I believe this is North America. I'm not sure which region they're claiming today. It could be any of them with these two. But a best of 5 TVP starting off. It appears Clem doesn't want to spend too much time on Equilibrium. So I won't spend too much time begging you to like and subscribe. Jimmy, what are we at? What? 1,178 likes on this cast, on this video, on this series. And I'll cast another one. Nope. Probably do it anyways. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. As the Reaper jumps into the main, I think MaxPax had a pretty good idea of this as a probe on the other side of the map has successfully scouted. So far, no kills. That likely to change sooner rather than later, as he chose a Stalker first, and a Stalker might have more long-term options, but the Adept does build quicker and drive the Reaper out. It is only 1 kill. The probe, bloodthirsty as ever, will get a full scout for MaxPax, as he is wont to do. He usually sends that probe out, usually off the first pylon, sometimes closer to the beginning of the game, knowing how important it is, and I think setting up his base in a way that's going to prevent too much of a follow-up from MaxPax getting the damage done. Now, was it worth it? Well, this is an odd one. He didn't kill very many probes. The second Reaper comes out, and it actually hunts down the only probe he can reasonably get, which is the one in his main. Now MaxPax is going for a Stargate, but there are Widow Mines in production for Clem, which does make Stargate a bit of a dicey endeavor at the best of times. It's going to be Phoenix. And remember that MaxPax has all the information. He got that probe in. He saw it was double gas. He saw the expansion. There's a shield battery already here. So with all that in mind, it's unlikely that anything but a Widow Mine or a Liberator is going to get too much damage done. As, of course, they don't care about how many silly shield batteries you've decided to build. Is he just walking? He just walks out. Oh, he's going to spot the Phoenix here. Of course, Clem did see the Stargate. MaxPax smells something. You know something's up here. I mean, there's no reason to lift a single Reaper without a second one. A second Phoenix. He can't really get much done but scouting. Viking and Cyclone. The buddy cop combo that can easily drive back Phoenixes. And kill them if they overstay their welcome. Oh no. Yes, of course. Where would the Widow Mines be? But right in the middle of the map. Yes. MaxPax made the mistake of not staring at his unit the entire time it was going across the map, and therefore loses his first Phoenix. It reminds me of the good old days well, could have been any time, but with Widow Mines being placed increasingly randomly, and Oracle openers being stubbornly common, making the early game of Terran versus Protoss a bit of a Terran roulette sort of gamble, where about 1 in 3 games you just flew over a Widow Mine, and that ended the early game. And the other 2 in 3, you got to continue playing. Of course, times have changed, but the more they change, the more they seem to stay the same. The Phoenixes will be enough to keep Clem back, but he's going to be adding on the triple threat. The barracks with combat shield, stim, and +1 infantry weapons alongside double medivac. Whereas MaxPax with a robotics bay, he's already got his 3rd Nexus on the way. He's prevented any sort of economic damage I'm sure there are Widow Mines. There are 3 Widow Mines on this screen right now. Oh shit, there are. I thought I was. Oh my god, there aren't. There are only 2 Widow Mines, so there are not 3 Widow Mines on this screen. I should have known better, but even 10 years later from the inception of the Widow Mine, they still surprise me. And not like one of those fun ways, and one of those like, oh no, it's daylight savings time and I'm late for my finals and I'm gonna fail the class. Might as well drop out of school and just cast StarCraft all day. Wait a second, that was 10 years ago. I mean, there was a few details in between, but Widow Mines have been with us that long as well. Wow, what timing. I swear to you, as the youngins might say, for real, or the oldins might say, truth be told, or I might say, honestly, bro, I did not realize the Widow Mines were there. And clearly neither did MaxPax. Hopefully, though, MaxPax realizes this Terran army is coming across the map. He's caught glimpses of it. He does have 1 Colossus, but extended thermal lance pretty far off. If he can... Okay, he gets both of them. May be able to snipe them both off. Oh, decides to cancel the lift instead of risking the Phoenix. Probably a worthwhile choice. Concussive shells now completed. Charge and +1 are on the way. More gates have yet to be finished. Clem is building a 3rd base on location. Observer has been following the army. Seems like most of the way across here, but Clem adding more reinforcements. Widow Mine finds a connection on those Phoenixes. I don't think Clem's gonna lend any SCVs to repair them. Clem just waiting for an opportunity. 1 misstep. 1 glide a little too far forward, and Clem will pounce. But a force field does cut down the angle, but without extended thermal lance, there's no real opportunity to chase down the bio army. MaxPax has a lot coming together now, but in getting that 3rd Nexus earlier and going for such advanced tech, he has delayed his ability to chase Clem across the map. But now, with these Nexi online, with extended thermal lance done, and with +1 completing, he should have a lot more staying power. If Clem allows him the opportunity, of course. Juggling an Immortal back to defend the main. Clem is forced out. There is no blink, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it starting soon. Lifts up a Widow Mine. Going to defuse the situation with the help of the Observer. But the Marines, hello, gets both. Softened up earlier, a Widow Mine. He triggers it on a Zealot, actually burns his own Zealot in order to kill it. Acceptable. Oh, down goes the Warp Prism as well. Another one built immediately as MaxPax clearly intent on getting some damage done. A force field cuts off a couple Marauders and the Cyclone, but their time is mostly spent. Well, the Marauders are useful. The Cyclone is kind of overstated its welcome. MaxPax still holding on. The gold base would be incredibly helpful if he could keep it going. A scan for observers from Clem back at home. There are none there, as robo time is precious and MaxPax is very short on it. Having to replace that Warp Prism means he's not adding on Colossi or Disruptors. Clem, now 15 Marauders on the field. Oh, but the Stalkers are able to snipe off one of the medivacs. Widow Mine diffused for now. Micro's back at Colossus. Another mine softens up some of the Zealots. It appears Clem came to play today. Clem is clearly focused. Sometimes Clem feels like he's just going to do essentially a 3-base all-in, where he just goes for Marines, Marauders, Medivacs, and tries to micro them until either he wins or his army breaks against much higher tech. But this is the much more dangerous, potentially rank 1 Terran in the world. He's almost tied with Maru now. Kind of Clem. The Clem who's scattering mines across the field. He's adding on the Armory, the Ghost Academy, Vikings, and more racks alongside a 4th base. He's progressing his tech at a rapid pace while still maintaining such map control. But MaxPax, of course, is no pushover. He's the least pushover you can find when it comes to Protoss. And he's been able to hold on against Clem's tide of Marine Marauder. He's dealt with the mines, and he's built up a strong army. But it's still a precarious scenario, dealing with the Ghost of Viking. It is very hard to take that army head on. or even for multiple sides. A full surround might not be enough when it comes to the amount of range DPS. We don't mind. Dots the field. There's still half a dozen out there. Disruptor shot. Clips a couple Marines. And Zealots on both sides. Mine, scout, and take out a couple. More to the north. The Zealot run-bys will be somewhat blunted here, but the charge lot side blades still cut through. A Ghost is saved by a medivac, and Clem is forced to come back with his army. Despite his supply being nearly 200, he still has to deal with all the scans for observers. I have to assume that's what that was. The factory is floating, so there will be no more mines. 9 was enough. Wait, are there 2 factories? He still has 9 mines on the field. The Ghost at the front saves 1 with the medivac. Exploratory disruptor shot, not gonna find anything. Scan, chasing down the army. MaxPax at only 163 supply. He has 10 gateways. Does he have the income to deal with this? The mine's still triggering here. The income advantage has gone to MaxPax, but these charge lot run-bys aren't doing quite enough to keep Clem really at bay. Yes, he's staying off the map somewhat, but this has not hurt the economy. Another mine. A few more dotting the field. Another one. Another one. Disruptor shots expended. Does he see the ones in the front? I believe he did. Alright, takes out 4. That means 5 more remain. Apparently the most important units to deal with on the field. There's another mine on the watchtower I think he forgot about. A scan spots the army. He's gonna try to fight the front while he can before the disruptors and colossi get in the range. The watchtower is cleared up by the mine. The scan still spotting, trying to get those Vikings into position. Another charge lot run by. The disruptors warding away any attempts at pursuit. Ship weapons level 1 is in production. Planetary Fortress will help out a lot against the Zealots. But manipulating the SCVs to make it difficult for the charge lots to get the damage done. But 8 Dark Templar now being warped in. As MaxPax will attempt something a bit more drastic. He has the economy. He has the base. He just can't break the army. So he needs to try to drag Clem and his attention out of position. He needs to either land the disruptor hits or undercut the economy so much that Clem cannot rebuild. He has the minerals. The gas, on the other hand, a little bit dicier. There are 3 robos. Is that enough? We'll see. Still a difficult army. He actually manages to get the warp prism by. Doesn't have speed for it. The Marauders are ready. He's going to warp in a couple DTs. The Vikings come back. Disruptor shots at the front. Looks like a couple DTs made it, but they're going to be easily dealt with. The disruptor shots. Oh. Does he have DT blink? He does. He blinks on the planetary. SCV's moving to repair. He will get it. A very important win for MaxPax. Recalls out some of the DTs. Widow Mines sheared away by the Colossi as MaxPax continues to keep Clem at bay. He's now turned the aggression on him. DT blink gets him out of the scan. Clem might need another one to deal with it. Just pre-stimming, but that anger won't solve the problem. He needs some detection. Tough, ain't it? EMP solves it. Another mine. Slowly but surely clearing them out. Disruptor shots. The most dangerous force field. More DTs to the south. MaxPax moves north again. The Vikings. Disruptor shot past the orbital. Another one backs off. Vikings in position. Orbital gonna be targeted. It's down. Doesn't even bother lifting. The SCVs managed to get away. Another shot. And keeps them at bay. MaxPax starting to get a lot of money in the bank here. Clem still has a huge... He has 30 Marauders. 13 medivacs. 8 Vikings. 3-3 on the way for both sides. Still pretty far off. The Vikings knock down a Colossus. A second one. The last one. But a massive flank from the back. A huge bio-army out of seemingly nowhere. MaxPax was not prepared for this. The disruptors cannot hit enough of the bio to deal with it. Another shot. But it seems like 2/3 of the Terran army will continue forward. And that's more than enough to chase things down. Targets down the Ruptor, pops it before the shot can go off. And with that, Every single disruptor is cleared from the field, but the main base is now home to even more Dark Templar. But the wall of shield battery overcharge, that's not going to be nearly enough. Stalkers are no match for soon-to-be +3 Marine Marauder. Well, mostly Marauders. Almost entirely Marauders. 16 medivacs for Clem and counting. He's building 4 at a time, despite his +2 ship weapons. He has to rebuild his Ghost Academy. Or wait, he saved the Ghost Academy, but just being careful. Another Warp Prism makes it out. MaxPax still has money in the bank. And MaxPax, well, he's not able to remax out. But he's paxing 3 Colossi into the production tab. Clem, 20 medivacs. 20. I don't know how you say that in French. But that might be a bit much. But he seems to be making use of them. But he still didn't get Caduceus Reactor. He got a fusion core. If there was ever a time to get... We gave Terrans an upgrade to double their medevac energy regen. Literally double. And these Terrans and all their hubris gonna come over here with 20 medevacs. Not a single liberator. And apparently it's working out. Like the fleet of medevacs, it's gonna be hard to tell what's even under them. Gets 1 marauder. He's offering up a marauder to the disruptors so that the other 20 of them can stim through. This is a stupid amount of medevacs. All right, I stand by that statement. That's just ridiculous. He's building more! Are you kidding me? It's too much! He hasn't even researched Caduceus. Not that it would matter much, I guess, at this point. He's got a medevacs for all policy. The Shard Lots and Stalkers are going to have... Well, the Disruptors don't care about how many medevacs you have. The Disruptor shots, though, easily popping the Ruptors as he's just tearing through everything. You may not like it, but this is what peak Terran looks like. Apparently, yeah, 20 medevacs. At this point, don't even bother. Let him keep building them. All right, let him... 38 medevacs. How do you still have supply for anything else? Apparently pretty easily, as Clem still. He's at 135 to 108 army supply. MaxPax trying to find a way to deal with the Bio Ball. The fleet of medevacs here. This is ridiculous. And the medevacs aren't really the source of the issue. They're just a symptom of how hard it is to actually chase down the army. They're treating a lot of the symptoms there, though, too. As the Marine Marauder, clearly the source. MaxPax has rebuilt another Robo army. Finally, some Liberators have joined the fray, though no advanced ballistics. Clem does seem allergic to Fusion Core upgrades. He built the Fusion Core and then didn't use it. And MaxPax is closing in. He's mining from all the bases on his side of the map. He's done so much. But Clem still has a huge amount of army supply. Disruptor shot, clips a Marauder, but the overlapping Liberators still tough to deal with. Another Disruptor. But the Vikings are chasing things down, about to have +3 ship weapons. Disruptor fadeaway shot. Colossus knocked down. MaxPax. Another Ruptor, scouting Ruptor. Yep, those are Marines. Another one. Clem takes it on the chin. He's building more Stop building medevac. Oh my god, Clem. He won't stop. He can't stop. It's ingrained. Okay. He's been doing this since the age of 7, when StarCraft 2 came out. Okay, actually, I think that is accurate. He's been building M&M since that day, and he's not gonna stop now. No matter how many silly Fusion Core upgrades you give to the medevac, apparently just building more of them is the real solution. Well, Clem's Bio Ball continuing to rampage. MaxPax's energy balls don't seem to be much of a match. There's no way he's going to be able to target down the right medevacs with units in them. Charge lots warped into the main EMP as he's funneling around his own gateways. The Bio Ball, more than enough, and MaxPax is forced to tap it out. Clem embracing the full Terran army there. The Widow Mines scattered throughout the field. The mass medivac multi-prong. Yeah, he dealt with all the run-bys. He shut down the prisms. He held on to his bases, and apparently he didn't even need the fusion core. That was quite something there. As MaxPax, he didn't reach into the Stargate again. And I think this is a topic of some debate and some deliberation. But in my humble opinion, especially in a relatively close game, the Stargate is a mistake. I think MaxPax agrees. MaxPax, the #1 Protoss in the world. He's up against a relatively bottled up Terran. Tempests and carriers, and definitely Void Rays. They cost too much supply. 5 supply of Tempest, 6 supply of carrier. Is that something that's going to really help? Is it going to really help against upgraded Marine Marauder Viking? Do you think you can continue to trade against a deluge of men with drugs and guns? All right, 2 of the most effective things in the history of civilization? MaxPax apparently doesn't. On other maps, maybe like Radicet Station, where you can lock down your bases, maybe you can make it there to that later game unit composition, like that more end game style. But on a map like Equilibrium, where all your bases are getting closer and closer to each other as time goes on, even though it is kind of an air mount, it seems... I don't blame MaxPax for trying to end it on this game. And also, by the way, Equilibrium makes it... I forgot what colors looked like. It was like I was watching a VHS tape of a noir movie. Okay. Which, both those things well, one of those things I've done. Never at the same time. The closest you get is one of those weird Star Trek episodes where they decide they're going into the past, and then it apparently doesn't matter at the end because they saved the past. But I digress. Which is like all of them nowadays, which is kind of annoying in my opinion. But not the noir theme, just the time travel shenanigans. It's like you can't just keep retconning the entire thing. Just make a new thing. It's like, no, it's 2023. Okay, we haven't come up with new ideas since we put Space Marines in their Warhammer suits. It's like, oh, wait a second. Moving on. My point being, there's simply no answer in the Stargate. Hi, Templar, unreliable. If MaxPax had an answer, I think he would have shown us it there. But wasn't able to lock down the disruptor hits, and without them? Well, MaxPax has a new answer. The question is, how are you going to deal with Clem? The answer? Proxy Gate. Not a MaxPax build, well, they're all MaxPax builds, but just a straight-up 3-gate. All right. The Widowmine scampering out. Clem some days it feels like Clem and some other Terrans. Hello? Just have some sort of religious objection to Widowmines. And other days they like winning. Stalker goes down casually while all this is happening. And then Clem leaves the door open. Adept standing on the depot cannot be raised. The Adept far too heavy. Don't tell it that, it'll get offended. Cyclone comes out. The Cyclone, costing as much as a Stalker, is able to repel them. Does have bonus against mechanical, which does conveniently include those Stalkers. But I'm gonna try to use that high ground for now. He's flanking. Oh, the damage output. So MaxPax is ill-fated. Okay, well. He's kiting around. He's got a medivac 1 Stalker hit away, and I think that Cyclone, it's 2 hits. But technically you can dodge the Stalker shots with the medivac because they're projectiles, which is convenient. Of course, well, All right, another Widowmine shot, just kind of casually thrown out there. The Widowmine will scamper away. MaxPax not able to lay down that kill, but here come a kind of weird amount of Star. He doesn't have Blink. It's just Star. He's just walking up with the Stalkers here. Right on the edge of that Liberator range. Widowmine passes the Prism awkwardly. Has a surprising amount of HP. Yeah. It looks like it will finish. He will sacrifice a probe, so gets a probe as well. And now the Ghetto Blink timing. The Warp Prism. Well, the Warp Prism is technically better for blinking than Blink Stalkers, as there's no cooldown, but, of course, a bit harder to maneuver. Clem now realizes what he's dealing with. Gonna be able to pick off a few more workers here. Looks like Clem trying to target the Prism, but not going to happen. 4 SCVs down. Not a bad take. MaxPax able to grind out a bit of a lead. Now finally getting that Twilight Council alongside the Robo. So overall, while Clem has been able to fend this off, he's not going to have anything resembling map control for quite a bit here. As there is still... He throws out a Liberator. The Warp Prism... Gonna shark around, looking for an opportunity to get a little bit more damage done. There is a siege tank, but apparently not quite in range for this. Kite down a few more Marines. Liberator finds a nice spot. Gonna make things difficult. Pops a probe. And heads on out. My work here is done. Forced a warping of Stalkers back at home. And that will blunt the force. Oh, a Cyclone drop. Now that thing is dangerous, but also incredibly fragile. Cyclones do not... They are glass cannons, but they are surprisingly effective cannons at that. Slippery ones, especially when combined with the medivac. Oh, he's going to try to snipe a Prism. He's waiting for the inevitable Prism to come by. He's baiting the hook here. He knows. Eventually, that Prism will try to come in, and he may be able to snipe it. I think MaxPax will be looking, but I doubt he's expecting 2 Cyclones just randomly out there like Widowmines. All right, the Prism. Actually slips by. I think he's... Oh, no, he's on a... He's looking at the Liberator. Oh, no! Oh, my God. Clem anticipates it. Blink was done, but just a split second too late. And just before he could use the... It's just not going right. This goes from a potentially dangerous blink timing. I don't think it would have done that much, but without the Prism, there's nothing keeping Clem at home. MaxPax might see all this, but what's he going to do with that information? Chrono boost the Colossus some more? Does he have energy for that? I said chrono boost the Colossus. Oh, he's chrono boosting his upgrades, which, you know, makes sense. Observer scanned and destroyed. Gonna kite back with some of the Blink Stalkers. Combat shield now done. Clem making 2 Widowmines at a time. Maybe expecting heavy charge lot. Of course, it is almost impossible to make them not worth it. Widowmine stuck in the front here. The force up. That sentry like, I'm gonna do the force. Really? At some point, I feel like we should just take away force field, and that would be a buff to the sentry. At least against Terran. I can't remember the oh my. Well, a Liberator existing. Actually, it's still there, isn't it? Yeah, the Stalker blinking a little bit into the wrong spot. Looks like more Stalkers warped in. We'll eventually deal with it. Clem doesn't have an incredible economy here. Colossus pops out of the natural. Will help deal with this mini drop. What is this to the north? Oh, a double drop. He's even... What does he have? Oh my god, he doesn't see it. There's no vision at all. There's no energy to recall to the main. I mean, like, what's he gonna send back? MaxPax is being gutted. The Widowmine gets 7 more kills. The Colossus at the natural. The bioarming moves up. The siege tanks are on the doorstep. Another knocks out a Colossus. There's another mine as the Colossus goes up. 11 probes down. And MaxPax. Oh, Clem is tearing him apart. Just poking and prodding every side. And just like that, it goes from even to 30 supply down. MaxPax had a tenuous economic advantage. He no longer can claim that. He had a tenuous army composition. How many Colossi? Just the one died in the main to the drop. But now he has to both keep some units at home anchored to deal with the medivacs and try to get something from Clem here. 4 mines. An armory is on the way. Cyclone. Oh, hey, whoa. Okay. But the charge lots. Oh, trying to run out. This is a bit... The firing line here. It's a bit depressing. And charge lot's gunned down. Once the Marauders get in range, there's no getting away. More mines in production. Clem, not being stingy with them this game. Or this series. MaxPax with no disruptors to easily clear them. And easily is maybe... Oh, he's made a little funnel here. Clem has started doing this a lot lately against Zerg and Protoss. He doesn't want to actually wall, but instead just funnel units into the intense DPS that is the Terran army. Gonna try to blink out of some of those mines. Gets 3 out of 4. But the Bio army at the back, and there's no recalling by the time this is down. We'll be able to deal with the drops from the main, but we're going into a hectic base trade here, which may very well... He's building a Dark Shrine. So this may very well be MaxPax's best chance here. Widowmines take another bite in the main, but he will be able to clear up and camp the production. Is there any detection? He needs to kill the armory otherwise. Well, the Bio Ball is cleaving through what's left of the Protoss base as well. The end result, more Widowmines will burrow. Kill the Ghost, I think, there too. Does he know about the mines underneath? They may very well kill the sentry. Oh no. Cutting into the army supply. The Dark Shrine, though. The last hope for MaxPax is killing... Oh no! He ran the probes into 34 probes. MaxPax. Oh no. Not that the probes were a big part of this, but 2, 3 kills. I think another dozen probes went down there. Shield battery overcharged, trying to keep things going. MaxPax down to 9 workers. The Dark Shrine is done. He's warping in 4 DTs. Oh, he cancels the warp. Oh no, why did he cancel it? He was warping in 4, but he didn't have enough money for a Nexus. Oh no, he only had it up for 1 DT and a Nexus. You don't lose the money if you cancel a warping in. It's just he didn't have enough in general. And now he has no gateway. He only has 1 gateway powered and no money, and he's supply blocked. The DT, though, there's still an orbital. The Observer. The Observer's in range. He's attacking the Widow. No, 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 no. There's not even an armory. They're revealed. But... Clem's Minecraft gameplay continues to make a distinct impression on MaxPax, though not an incredibly happy one. The mines undercut essentially every part of that game. Overlooked and undermined. MaxPax can't be, Oh, this is a rough one. Whereas MaxPax has been able to go toe-to-toe with Clem, it feels like those toes are being left with nothing above them as a Widowmine smashes into a Stalker, or a Zealot, or Probes. Well, I guess Probes don't have toes. Show me those toes, Probes! Moving on. Oh. It's like this probe can't tiptoe away fast enough before the SCV. You're on Golden Aura. MaxPax has to turn it around. I don't know how. I mean, it's been 2 games in a row he hasn't gone for the build. I stand by this. I don't like standing by this. I'm not happily standing by it. But in the interests of accuracy, I stand by the fact that 3-gate blink robo is the only safe opener in Protoss versus Terran at the moment. Anything else is gambling. It can work. You might make a Stargate weld work. Or you might fly over a Widowmine. You might make a just Twilight with no robo build work. Or they might fly in with Widowmines. You're noticing a trend. But without the 3-gate blink, I'm not saying 3-gate blink is how you win. I'm saying it's how you stay competitive and consistent. It doesn't give you the winning tools. It gives you the tools to deflect and defend against any aggression, and potentially turn that into counter-aggression. Or at least protect your third. And be able to get it relatively safe. We'll see what MaxPax chooses. I don't like trying to tell pro players how to play, but at the same time, there's some clear weaknesses to what MaxPax has been doing the last couple games. Oh, it's a Stargate. The Reaper comes in a moment after the Adept leaves. Clem has the timing down perfectly. A second Adept is on the way. The Stargate will be scouted. And he gets the second shot, but I think the Reaper's going to be able to jump away in time. Cyclone on the way. He saw the stars. Adept chasing. Looks like he will get a probe kill. He's gonna pop up. He will be able to see whatever comes out of the Stargate first, or at least the fact he's not even building anything yet. The probe's on the chase. He's like any mining time lost. Oracle's on the way. But there's already going to be multiple Cyclones out by the time it even graces the field. Let's see what MaxPax can get to follow it up. He's going to be relying on 3 Adepts and an Oracle. But with 2 Cyclones and soon to be a medivac, I'm hard-pressed to see that being a successful attack force. We'll see. Oracle on the way. The Adepts, if the Cyclone gets a lock, they will be able to chase him down. The Adepts actually get into the main awkwardly here. Clem leaves the door down. Oracle ready to come in. 2 Adepts. Well, so the Adepts, I don't know if letting them in was intentional, but he kills 4 SCVs, but loses all the Adepts. Okay, I swear there's no Widowmine on the screen, right? Like 84% sure. Okay, there's no Widowmine in the game right now. The Oracle. Well. That did not go great. I think technically you can win the fight as long as they don't repair with the Oracle, so that's not a safe bet. But running away at that point also seemed like kind of a poor option. So, with no Oracle, he does take a third. It's 2 Phoenixes here. Against... That's not enough. This is just not very much stuff. Like, the double Cyclone lock, he can take out, and now there's a Liberator. That's certainly not going to make things easier. Like another pylon, he's just going for the base? Yeah, he's just going to cancel it. Well... That Nexus did not work out. Yeah, well, now he has Stalkers without Blink. Shield battery overcharge. So he just targets the battery, which was always an option. Huh. Well, MaxPax. No, well, put that down. The Marines just walk up. The Liberator's still here, just zoning everything out. Oh yeah, it technically has an anti-air attack. At least it's not the old days of the anti-air attack being a counter to everything in the air and then it sieged up and was a counter to everything on the ground. But still capable in high numbers. 1 is not a very high number. So, MaxPax lost his third. He lost 5 Stalkers and Oracle of Phoenix. He got 3 Cyclones and a medivac. But he didn't, like, besides the medivac, the Cyclones are not really a long-term investment that he was trying to keep alive. It is going to be the triple threat. Marine, Marauder, +1. Combat shield. I don't know why I'm taking so long to sound this out. I've literally said these same things however many. How many Terran games have we had? All right, now, what's 80% of that? If not 90. Well, the Bio Army walking across the map. There's 4 gateways. Charge is on the way. Not going to be any upgrades. Is there a sentry for Guardian Shield? Liberator's in the main. Actually takes out a Stalker. The Zealots... Oh. Well, he's going to kill 7 probes before it's all said and done. More at the third as the army... Oh my. Wow, this is... not good. It's a bit of an unceremonious end here. MaxPax, well, he's looked like one of the best Protoss, if not the best in the world many times. This series has not been a high point for him. Clem clearly getting the better of him here. These games have, aside from game 1, not been particularly close. And game 1 was a bit arguable. Clem with a comfortable and decisive 3-0 victory. Rare to see over MaxPax, but MaxPax trying some new things. And Clem making sure he doesn't try them too many times again. So very kind of Clem to educate MaxPax on those openers and provide us with a relatively short series. Not every series can be an hour and a half. Okay, there aren't enough hours in the day. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Even if it was a bit more one-sided than a Mobius strip at the end of the day, still some good games and some educational ones for the fans. If you have the means and motivation, be awesome to check out Patreon, YouTube membership, either way. Like, subscribe. Jimmy, 1,178. Yeah. And I hope I made your day a little bit better. Good luck, have fun, check under your bed for Widow Mines. Don't worry, it's already too late if they're there. I'll see you next time. Or not. Stay chill.